Today is Sunday, the 21st of May 2017. It's 16:04 Central European Time. This video goes to Bonnie Fuckfuck / Prince Charles. The greatest traitor of mankind, blah 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 blah. I understand that they keep these videos directly from you, Bonnie Fuckfuck, but who knows, maybe one day via routes very obscure you will see them, and hopefully, and rather not hopefully, but if there is such a chance, then the truth is these routes might take them to you even in not one day, a long time, but in a brief time. So really, I give you to the end of the month, basically, which is 10 days roughly, to make up your mind on this. I've explained in the past how I made what I call job offers to other IGs that would greatly simplify, would that work that way, that I would do away with all other IGs other than that would play ball there, and only once I'm done with doing away with all the other IGs would I do away with that final IG. I make the same offer to you, Bunny Fuckfuck. I understand that that you are the greatest traitor who ever walked the earth. I've made that perfectly clear. I've explained a whole lot more about you. You might find it interesting to see what all they kept from you and me telling you what you are. The interesting thing is that while you will always be the greatest traitor of mankind, and no one can ever snatch the title from you, the truth is you are not the perfect traitor. You are not. Because for you to become the perfect traitor, what you would have to do is, in order to reach that perfect status of trading, is to actually betray Fex Mundi. No shit. Logically, and in a whole lot of other ways, you need to betray Fex Mundi in order to really be the perfect trader. And I don't mean particular little interest groups only. I mean the whole thing, Fex Mundi whole. So, Bonnie Fuckfuck, basically, I offer you, you get me out of here, you get me on Albion. I made that offer to other people over there when the idea was that we do something about you first. Well, we can work it via you, Bunny Fuckfuck. You personally, and I understand how you are under the influence, so to speak, of all manners of IGs that you lost it all to. But truth of the matter is, from what I could tell when you were visiting these here parts, you still have some liberty of thinking. And the way that works mechanically in the head, so to speak, not mechanically, but with the functioning and the workings of all the mechanisms that are underlying inhuman technologies, if they allow you a wee little bit, you should be able to access more of that, namely your actual free will, let's call it that. I'm going to go to commas, and that the fucking Germans got all crazy wrong again. Here's what I offer you, Bunny Fuckfuck. You get me over there, and what I do is, first I will cleanse Albion of all other Fex Mundi, and that means a whole lot of them. That means all of those that you associated with, by the way. Okay? So first I'm going to cleanse Albion. Part of that is including, of course, having to do away with the Abwehramt. I hope you understand that. In fact, I understand you understand that. The Abwehramt will have to be done away. There is a whole lot of logical arguings of how doing away specifically with the Abwehramt is not directly doing away with the Jehovah's Witnesses whole. I could argue that logically to a whole lot of people, how just eliminating the Abwehramt specifically, and thus the working end of the mindfuckers, of the hereabouts people, that is legitimate. Okay? So what happens is, greatly simplified, this is 3 years basically. It's 1.5 years of mostly analyzing, researching, studying, and so on and so forth. It's 1 year of executing, and it's a half-year cleanup. That adds up to 3 years. After 3 years, all Fex Mundi in the world will be defeated. And it will only be you. And I'll grant you, Bunny Fuckfuck, a 4th year to bask in the glory of being the perfect trader, and having, for all practical purposes, outlived all of Fex Mundi before in the 5th year you will have to go. Quite frankly. But, Money Fuck, you get the chance to become the perfect trader. That's a chance that I grant you. Become the perfect trader. You will not be attacked. In fact, you will be surprised by how much liberty of mind you will get again once I start doing away, if you grant me access. And by the way, I will immediately root out all of your little willing executioners, all of those that happily work together with other IGs as willing executioners in perpetuating their own incompetence and ignorance, I would do away with them immediately. Your four-letter chaps, the GCHQ, is that what I call? Oh boy, I would sort them out pretty quickly. You know, I would sort out a whole lot of fuckers in Albion. I do want to point this out. By the way, in your family too, some sorting out needs to be done. I mean, your mother dear and your not at all father, of course, are old anyhow. And Harry is a bit of a problem. William is not, because he's just a human. He's not even related to any of you, the lucky son of a bitch. So William is not a problem. And this is not about royalty or something, because I abolished royalty along monarchy. Sorry, not royalty, monarchy, the system. And it's not about any of such shit. You should understand, Bunny Fuck, that what I offer you is the chance to be the one to allow to end it all. You wouldn't be doing anything actively. I would not actually expect you. Matter of fact, I would expect you to just have a fucking good time. You know, grow your little green tomatoes and shit like that. Do that. Do that. Maybe get rid of your useless wife, because she's useless. You should know that. Talking to useless wives, I want to make something very clear. I'm gonna give you the precise term of the MAC systematics, which you probably have never heard about, because that too is being kept from you. So, wait a minute, I have a whole lot of files here. I want to explain to you how I have you down, and namely in what category you fall. For that, there we are. There is a triangular graphics, one corner being sanity, the other being insanity, and one being absanity, and the area of the triangle is subdivided in a lot of diverse little fields, so to speak. You, Bunny Fuck, unlike pretty much all of those people you allowed to conquer it all away from you and now subject you to their shit, you, Bunny Fuck, are basically, you're basically straddling that line of distasane and uniabsane. But you're really down in the proxy sane part. Now, the sad part about this is sad, I'm going to comment. It's not that I actually pity you, because you're the worst traitor mankind has ever seen, right? So I have no pity for you, I have no love for you, or any such else. You should understand that. But you're actually in the proxy sane part, because you're dragged down with the routines that they have running on you into the proxy sane parts, and you keep those routines running yourself, because you're a blithering idiot. That's what you are. I made that clear in the past videos. Explained how your dad and you differ slightly in megalomaniac and idiot, and how that is unfortunately changed with you compared to your dad and whatnot. So basically, you're in the proxy sane part, and they are trying desperately to drag you down into the but delusional part, which is the Adonijah part. Okay, that's where you are. But in that corner, the sharp end of Adonijah. Okay, that down there is where you are. Just so you know. Now, what I offer you here is basically just get me to Albion, give me all power, give me access to everything, have me sort it all out, have me sort out all the incompetent people, and that's like 99% of them, have me recruit a few competent people like me, to whom I will explain exactly what is going on, exactly what I expect from them, and that their services are required, right? I'm gonna make you something like down the lines of, and I put this under, I use 3 fingers here, under very fat inverted comma, something like, what was it called in professionals? CI5, I think it was called. Something like the CI5. Not at all the OMD. This has nothing to do with the OMD. The OMD is dead. I'm not going to restart something like the OMD. This is going to be something different. What you would allow to do, namely me, is, first of all, completely cleanse Albion of all the mindfuckers. Which means that nice little side effect, should you give a rat's ass. I understand up to this point you didn't give a rat's ass, but that would aid tremendously into no longer it being necessary to sink Albion upon, or as part of, not upon, of the liberation of mankind. Right? So if you care about that dreaded island of yours, hey, at least we don't even have to sink it. Okay? Completely liberate Albion, doing away with a whole lot of those fuckers you associate with, doing away with some select family members of yours, not that you ever cared about doing away with such, for completeness sake. Get the old memories going of what you used to do, because I understand that being subdued, partially by your own doing, partially by other people's doing, and bunny fuck, very important, and I wanted to touch on that back with the wife thing. As that degree, that's why I brought up the MAC systematic, that degree of abstain as you are is not as bad as it could be. That's a good thing about you. You're not the most abstain person out there. But your obscenity is severe enough that you can never ever possibly tell that you were wrong. That is a functioning, that is just how obscenity makes itself, just how obscenity works, okay? You cannot ever tell that you were wrong. You would say, what is she talking about? Because I can tell that I was wrong. No, you cannot. Trust me on this. Whenever you think you have a situation where on hindsight, and be it ages ago or recently, it doesn't matter, you think, well, I might have been wrong there, you were not wrong. I want you to understand that, Bonnie Fuck, Charles, Chucky, you were not wrong. Because that moment you think you understand that you were wrong, you should understand that your mind is so obscene, your brain physically, genetically there, so thwarted that it is not possible to understand it was wrong. And yet when you think you understand that you were wrong, you have in reality stumbled across something that was not your choice. Which means that, what was I thinking when I married that horse-faced woman? That is not you understanding that you were wrong. That is you finally understanding that that was not your decision, but you got your mind fucked. I can assure you, Bonnie Fuck, you cannot tell if you were wrong. You have an obscene mind. Obscene minds can't tell when they're wrong. Whenever you come across something where you think you were wrong, all you do, your mind, obscene as it is, understands, and to some degree underlying maybe actually remembers that, well, that was not because it was my decision. It was coerced upon me, forced upon me. It was not my decision. Because if it ever were your decision, you wouldn't be able to understand that you were wrong on it. Because obscene minds cannot analyze right and wrong. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to explain this in a way that you grasp it. Write a large list of things. All the things where you'd say, here I was wrong. Then sort of the banalities, because with some select banalities, like, I don't know, like if you had 3 lumps of sugar rather than 2, then, and you go, no, that's a little too sweet. Well, okay, such things even your obscene minds can figure, okay? But with the important shit, all the intermediate knowledges, your daddy and how you lost it all, right? All of that, all of these important events, every single one of them where you think you were wrong is one where someone fucked your mind. I want you to understand that. And what you perceive as having been wrong is just finally understanding, not finally, because for some of these things you will have known a long time ago that you were wrong. Just that I assure you, your mind cannot understand it ever having been wrong. As you understand, though, that you're wrong, it goes to show that that was not your free decision and not your free choice, but that they worked shit on you that made you do that, say that, decide that, and so on and so forth. Get me out of here. You have 10 days, Bonnie Fuck. Basically, I conquer the world for you, right? Not for you, really. You're not gonna rule over the world. You're just gonna be some old fuck who'll never be king anyhow, and you know that, because that whole shit is gonna end. But 3 years down the line, there will be no Fex Mundi left in the world. That is doable if you put me in absolute single decision charge over cleansing the world of Fex Mundi. I can do this from Albion. I can cleanse the entire world of from Fex Mundi in 3 years. You'll be left alone all the while. You won't be allowed to do any mindfucking. You won't be expected to do any mindfucking. None of that shit. I will see to it that nobody coerces you to go and fucking attend dead Jews' funerals and shit like that. We will sort out some of your family. We will sort out a whole lot of your associates and so on and so forth. And basically, once I'm done 3 years later, you get 1/4 year to bask in the glory of being the perfect traitor, and all of your life past, what you've been inhumane, you still are an inhuman, obscene mind, you still will be put down, but for 1 year, you can feel good about having done something about mankind. Only that makes you the perfect traitor. Come the 5th year, you will suffer a tragic accident, or something like that. Prior to that, though, Harry will have to go, probably in a helicopter crash like that. You know, first earthquake around, he's gonna fly a helicopter, deliver an aid, and he's gonna crash or something because Harry gotta go. William ain't the issue. Actually, in a liberated world with Albion not sunk, I can actually see William once brought to understanding of your role and what all happened at Fex Mundi and blah 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 and your daddy dear and whatnot. That William might actually make a decent politician, not nobility, politician, a prime minister for whatever, New England then or whatnot. Currently, they're all still considered as to be sunk and not part of the future Europe, not the future, the present already Europe, but future not because it'll be sunk. Well, we don't absolutely need to sink Albion. You bunny fuck. And I understand that you might think that there is nothing you can do to escape all of those bitch queens and all of their fucking witchcraft crap and all of these delusions that they hurl you away. Remember how you weren't buttered by those delusions? You always are buttered by delusions, I assure you that much. Coming from your daddy, he saw to it that you'd be buttered with delusions. But remember how those delusions were a little different than they are now? Basically, bunny fuck, you and I, and no one fucking else, and you don't even do anything, and you are barred from actually doing anything. I do everything. 3 years is all I take, and the world is cleansed of all Fex Mundi. And then you get a 4th year, and you're not getting younger. I think you're, how old are you now? You're like in your late 60s, I think. You know, by then you'll be in your early 70s. You get an entire full 4th year to just enjoy life, travel around, knowing that no place you will go will anybody fuck your mind. No place you will go. But in the 5th year, you will go. And leading up to that 5th year, all kinds of people will be informed on ongoings, and so on and so forth. Okay? That is the offer I make to you, bunny fuck, giving you the chance to become the perfect traitor. And don't fool yourself and don't lie to yourself about that. While you will always be the greatest traitor, you will always be barred from perfection until and unless you betray Fex Mundi. It is the only logical last step to perfection from your point of view. You must betray Fex Mundi whole in order to become the perfect traitor. And that is only possible via me and no one else. I understand how your own willing executioners and all of the IGs that you allowed to creep into Albion have horrendously discredited me, and that you are barred from information. That information is there. In fact, it's on fucking YouTube. Barred from public access, but if you kindly talk to your GCHQ fellas, I'm sure they could be able to show you these videos after all. And don't then, should that happen, waste any time with asking how comes you weren't informed sooner, blah, 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 blah. Just understand that all these people who didn't inform you sooner, they're all gonna get killed anyhow by me, like on my first day in the job. Okay? Your choice, money fuck. Your choice. You can become the perfect traitor. Whom? Ask yourself that. Currently, your legacy, should you give a rat's ass about that, will be the worst traitor mankind has ever seen. You accept this offer here, and your legacy will be the worst, the perfect traitor, the worst traitor mankind has ever seen, but he was so perfect a traitor that eventually, At the very end of his existence, he betrayed Fex Mundi whole and allowed the Prime Protector to do away with all Fex Mundi. See how your legacy will be completely changed around then? Some people on Albion, once you're dead, might baptize their child Charles. No shit. I wouldn't expect that number to be very high, but the occasional Charles might come along. There. And just in case this isn't obvious anyhow, I don't need your advice on anything. I need a whole lot of information out of you, a whole lot in these first 1.5 years of these 3 years. Once more, it's 1.5 years of analyzing. And of course, it's not that nothing would happen. A whole lot, like the Abwehramt would be utterly annihilated by the end of 1.5 years. I assure you that much. Okay? But really, the entire global doing away with Fex Mundi would happen after 1.5 years of analyzing, 1 year of doing away, half a year of cleanup. 3 years total. And especially for these first 1.5 years, you and I would have to sit our asses down and talk. And I mean the old-fashioned way, not via the brainophone, because the brainophone don't work no more. Okay? Your choice, Bunny Fuck Fuck. Know you that you will forever be barred from the status of perfect traitor if you refuse to betray Fex Mundi whole. Have a nice day.